Hey marketing legends, Bren here with another marketing breakdown video. So what I'm doing in this video is breaking down a business or industry that has been commented on and asked me to review from one of you guys, a viewer of my YouTube channel. If you want to have a look at more breakdown videos, they're in the playlist in my YouTube channel. This was brought into me by Eric. Eric reached out to me, and you can see the comment on the screen. Eric said, I have no idea if these guys, how these guys are doing, but if you can break down BMW Manhattan or the Bank of SEB. Now, today I'm breaking down the BMW Manhattan. These guys I had a really quick look at for about 3 minutes to see what they were doing on Google Ads, Facebook, and the website. Didn't spend too long because I just want to see if these guys are a good candidate. Did not check out Bank of SEB. No offense, Eric. I might get to them at a later date. So with that being said, if you want to have a look and learn more about car dealership and the marketing that goes into that, this is the video for you. Even if you're not in that industry, I guarantee you'll learn something about marketing in general that you can pull from this business in particular and push it straight into your business. I guarantee that will happen in the first 5 minutes because I saw some things on their homepage within inside 30 seconds. So with that being said, let's jump over to my computer and we'll get stuck into today's breakdown if I ever begin to talk properly. So here we are, guys, at my computer, and this is their website, so bmwnyc.com. And so what we're going to do in the video, like normal, go through the website, go through their Facebook stuff, go through their Google Ads stuff, and we may touch upon their search engine optimization efforts if they have any. So let's have a look at the website. So let's scroll through it really quickly so we can get a bit of a feel, because I'm doing this pretty much on the fly. And first and foremost, let's pick out the stuff that we like and we don't like. The first thing that I don't like is the slider. So sliders are generally bad. People don't get to comprehend them all that quickly before they slide on. You'll see this one rotating quite quickly. They also, they pull people's attention. So in the primal level, and you'll see my eyes, for instance, moving like left and right as things move in the background. And it's kind of like a fight or fight response. We detect movement because is that thing going to kill us? Run or fight kind of thing. In the marketing world, it doesn't work that way or so much, but that kind of response is there. So if I'm like here, for instance, filling out these fields, and this slides, it might capture my attention, for instance, into this image. And I'm like, oh, that's a pretty cool car. Scroll back up, and I've just stopped completing this action, and now I'm into this action. Not only that, I feel like it's an excuse to kind of not get clear on your messaging kind of thing. So, for instance, on this page, and this is like useful for like just car dealers, but also like pretty much anyone, is like you can personalize things or base the website on either are these people who come in customers, previous visitors, or are they brand new visitors. So should you be putting messaging into your website about are they existing customers? So do you talk to them in that way? So for this one, is it renewing your lease? Is it getting your car service, etc.? For your business, it might be something different. So if that's the primary reason, for instance, of your website is to interact with existing customers, you need to think about that messaging. On the flip side, if it's new customers, well, you need to think of it from that perspective. How do I convert cold people into leads or into sales if you're into e-commerce? And there's some cool tools you can do, like some nifty things with that, like Google Optimize, VWO, also known as Visual Website Optimizer. It allows you to detail the messaging that you have on any page of your website to either new or reoccurring visitors kind of thing. So you can kind of like change things up a fair bit, which is kind of cool. So the other thing is it's a bit like all over the place here. Like there's not a lot of substance, in my opinion, to all this. Pretty car pictures are important for the car industry, but there's always like a lot of fluff in their communication. Like perfection goes next level. What the hell is that talking about, kind of thing? There's always this kind of stuff in the car industry, and it's painful for me to read it and to comment on it. But it's just they all do it. So at some level, people must want to read it. As a consumer, I personally don't. But not everyone's as crazy as myself. But if we can find some of the slides, like no service untouched, no service unassisted, no surface, sorry. And then here, it gets quite awkward to read because you've got like white text on a black background, which is never ideal, lowest comprehension rate, lowest speed of reading, and people just won't read it. So, and this one's particularly awkward as like the colors in the background do change quite a lot. So that line's quite hard. And then this is not too bad in terms of like appealing to the pandemic. It can be just clearer in terms of its actual design. But this one here is like, you know, fluff, premier performance, not quite sure what that means. Let's keep service simple. Okay, getting a little bit of context, will come to you. Why not flip that upside down? So like, will come to you, let's keep service simple, premier performance. It's like the context, you know, I don't know, just, it's still not ideal, but it sounds better in my opinion than what they have here. But you know, each to their own. I would, if they have enough if they have enough traffic, you could test that different headlines. And then, you know, coming on down here, talks a bit about the features and benefits of, you know, complimentary service. I would actually have like this, like further up high, like complimentary valet service, like will come to you. That should encompass like this headline kind of thing. Adds much more context. It's easier to derive the benefit me as a consumer, etc. So I don't know. That's my opinion there. I'm dead set against sliders for the majority. It might work well because you've got two different, what would you say, like customer bases here. You've got cold customer base, which don't know you, and also the existing one that we spoke about just a few moments ago. So moving down to this section here where you can select the vehicle type, year, body and stuff. This will be fairly used, I would imagine, being in the car world. I would add some context here, so like, because you could pretty quickly scroll past it, like, you know, search for your BMW. You know, search for something, you know, in terms of context in relation to this search mechanism here. So, you know, that's, I think would make that portion a bit larger, but also get them into a more desirable, get the visitor into a more desirable part of the website, that being, you know, the area where they can select vehicles that are pretty close to what they're wanting, because you'll be able to predefine the prerequisites in this section here. Then we come down to this section, so special offers, finance center. Everyone's always worried about how they're going to pay for things. As far as I'm, I shouldn't say this, but like, don't take my financial advice, but I never think that getting your finance through a car dealership is the best option. Disclaimer is that I'm in the marketing world, obviously, and not in the financial world. So special offers, pretty self-explanatory, pretty low-grade quality images here, which is probably half understandable considering that, you know, images are going to take up quite a bit of like storage space and load time. So though BMW Premier quality, is it giving it the best representation? Probably not. But nonetheless, you know, let's keep going down. This section here, we've got another slider that's pretty annoying. So it looks like it's cut off a little bit at the bottom. It's not, but just gives that kind of feel to it. And then we've got a slider which we can't interact with, I don't think. Like, we can click it, which is not ideal. But if I miss a car, I've got to wait for this whole thing to go through, which is pretty annoying. You want to kind of make this, you want to make it easy. This is a usability issue. So moving down, BMW after sales, pretty self-explanatory here. BMW value service, competitive pricing, and more. Okay, you could incentivize the clicker. You're not trying to sell the value service, but you're trying to sell the person with this text and this text to click this button. And the same here. So schedule, Grammarly's popped up. Schedule service appointment. When you own the ultimate driving experience, you should get the service to match. Okay, that's fine. I mean, this one, it's colder person might be interested in this one. So this one who's, you know, dead set, these guys are doing my service schedule kind of thing. So tackling kind of like the two areas of the of one audience there in terms of recurring customers or people looking for a service. That's okay. Obviously, we've got the chat box here, which, you know, you can interact with Brittany kind of thing, and you know, that is what it is. Again, another kind of medium grade quality image. Text that's awful to read, actually a little bit easier to read if I highlight it. Stop at nothing to explore everything. Honestly, the fluff that happens in the car industry. Just hurts my mind. But hurry into BMW or Manhattan for exceptional offers. Okay, that's a fair bit of fluff. The less we comment on that section, probably the better. You know, this could be definitely much more specific about like what type of offers. You know, see a range of, you know, SUVs, sedans, etc. Like you could have multiple call to action, so that could be like SUV offers, it could be sedan offers, etc. I think they could do a far better job. Like most people are pretty set on what they want. Like SUV, small family kind of thing. Sedan might be just an older couple or older person. You know, there's only the two of them that drive the vehicle, etc. That most people aren't going to change too much, I would imagine. Then we've just got some generic text, which again is black on grey, so again not great. And then we've just got location stuff. So let's just have a look at like their product page in the e-commerce world, which would be obviously their car page. So we've got in stock like some headlines, we've got some product codes kind of here, the VIN and stock number. Okay, and then we've got a whole series of images. So images are always important, and looks like they're doing a pretty good job there. The images look pretty good in terms of grade. This car's got a good scratch up there, hasn't it? Jesus. That's going to make it hard to sell. But at least they're honest in terms of they haven't tried to hide it or too much. Or you could loosely say that they have, but I mean, it sticks out pretty good. So, a negotiation point, I suppose. But we come down here, begin the online buying experience, schedule a test drive. What is Premium Purchase Express? Contact us. Wow, that's 4 call to actions competing for people's attention. So which one would you get? Which one do you want? How do most people purchase from you? So how much? It's like these guys should be thinking like cold people schedule a test drive. Like I would assume people aren't buying many cars without test driving, because especially used cars. I mean, that's crazy. Surely that's crazy. Like, it can't just be me. But so it could be just the one call to action here, schedule a test drive, and then the rest, you know, it could be further down or just not applicable. Like, or you just have the two. Like, what is Premier Purchase Express? It's a good question. I suppose that's why they got a link there, and contact us. Yeah. Then we've got details about this. Like, look, that is so awkward to read. That's just another kind of. It's white on black. It's blocked. There's poor line height. It just looks like it's one word almost. It's awful. Again here, so like, yes, to stop using capital letters, improve the line height. This is just design features here, so that's pretty poor. People are gonna have to spend a lot of time trying to, like, you know, active driving, just read that. It's gonna take twice as long as it should. So I definitely fix that. So they've also tried to add some cool kind of scarcity that could be higher. Like you can put that up here, I think, and also had like a time. So 57 people in the last 1 hour have looked at this. I think that would be much better, much more. The sense of urgency would come across much stronger there. Then we've got schedule over here. We've got schedule test drive, check availability. Okay, so check availability. That's not formatted correctly. That should be contrasting more to make it more obvious that that this is a call to action, that you should be clicking it. Kind of blends in a little bit, and it just looks wrong. I mean, like, schedule's not even fitting in there correctly. Scrolling down, finally we've got some black on white. We've got black text on white background, makes it easy to read. Probably the wrong font. Again, they just love using capital kind of thing. Makes it awkward to read, in my opinion. The line height could be definitely more space between each line, makes it easier to comprehend again. Again, these are just usability. I'm not going to read the description and comment on the copy of this, because this video would get too long. Then we've got like related vehicles. Okay, that's probably loosely okay. I definitely wouldn't have that there, because we're still into vehicle details here, so we don't want them. I'd put that towards this section here. We've got a description. So I mean, not pretty decent, to be fair. You know, I'm picking out the bad, but there's a lot of good here too. Like it's pretty streamlined in terms of, like, vertically. It's a 2-column layout. It's pretty obvious, and this follows you down. So I think these guys are doing a pretty good job, to be honest, and it's just basically some usability issues that are the major problem. So here we are at the Facebook ads library. If you want to get to the Facebook ads library, just type in Facebook ads library into Google and you jump here. I just typed in BMW of Manhattan, found these guys. Don't forget to select all ads, and there are some country settings that may be stopping you from seeing ads for your competitors, depending upon where you are. So let's have a look at their ads. These ads have been running since March 11. Let's just have a look. Okay, trying to sell individual vehicles, March 2nd, Feb 28. Okay, so let's have a look at them individually. So this one, you'll benefit from the expertise of our BMW trained technicians. Okay, so this one could be retargeting ad based upon the existing customer base, which is less than ideal, in my opinion. So yeah, so we've got an appointment here, but this one you could set up the audiences. So like it's, are you due for your 6 monthly service? You could actually make the ad and trigger that person that way, 12 monthly. I don't know when BMWs are serviced, but you could do it that way based upon custom audiences and your customer lists. I would definitely be doing it that way. That would be far better. And you could add incentives if you wanted to, or you can talking about the complimentary valet service. Like, are these guys like absolutely insane for not mentioning that? Like, that's pretty cool. I think they do mention on there that page back there that they come to either your home or business, pick up the car, and they'll drop it back off to you. You don't have to do anything. So like, I'd be talking about that in here. And urgency is that you're due, etc. And like, you can put that kind of in like, as a past customer, we know that you haven't serviced your car in 12 months, you're due, and here's a bit like, we'll come and pick it up, we'll deliver it off, we'll service it, etc. All that kind of fun stuff. So let's move into their sales type of thing. So we've got, because we touched upon this one, like free battery assessment. Well, let's have a look at battery assessment first, because that's got my attention. So free battery assessment. Where are you? Okay, so you talk about a free battery assessment, but there is no free battery assessment. I'm not going insane. Okay, so am I missing it here? Let's just have a look. Free. Get one free by 3 times. See if we can find battery. No battery. So not sure what that ad's doing, so you can group with the landing page. So that's a big no-no in my opinion. It doesn't talk about battery or free. There's one free tire, but anyway, let's move on to car sales. So quality is timeless. Let our selection of certified pre-owned BMWs show you why. So you're showing the picture of this car. Let's see where you send me. You send me to that car. Perfect. I mean, ad copy you can mess around with, test, etc., etc. We see that these have multiple versions, and let's just have a quick looky-loo if we can see them. So we have a whole range of different images actually. So carousel style. Okay, that's fine. Does the text change? No. Okay, so that's what we're just going back to the dog one there. So anyway, we're not talking about dogs in this video. Okay, so we've got a whole range. These are new ones, it looks like, because there's white backgrounds. So yeah, we're talking about, I suspect, new vehicles. It's not really taking me to, so I click this one. Where are you taking me? So you're not really taking me to that vehicle. I've got to scroll and find it. That's less than ideal. The ad copy is not great either. Like, I think you should be talking about people like making the journey from A to B a thrilling adventure in a new BMW. I don't know, do people want thrilling adventures in a sedan BMW, or are they looking for comfort and leisure? I actually don't know the answer, but it'd be interesting to split test how that works. One thing I just did do off camera though, is I had a look at a few of the other BMW guys, and I thought, because I was thinking, you're trying to get people in. You're not trying to sell the vehicle in this ad. I mean, you're not going to sell, a $35,000 to potentially $100,000 vehicle on a Facebook ad just by reading this text. So I thought, you're trying to get people in to test drive the car. That's what you want. And I was trying to find some, and I searched for a couple of BMW dealers, and these guys had some like, how about test drive one of these rides? They're available at BMW or Fort Lauderdale. I thought this was a better ad. In my opinion. I don't know about the landing page and all that kind of stuff, but I've deviated a little bit from BMW Manhattan, but I thought these guys are doing a far better job. It looks like a pretty templatized type of series of sites for BMW. Well, the ad does say these cars, so schedule your test drive, but then make it easy to schedule a test drive. I know I'm contacting. I'm talking about Fort Lauderdale BMW here now, but this should be saying something about test drive, or sort out your test drive, but they don't do that. So that's a negative for me. But I think there's a lot of things that they can do with their ads around getting people to come back through the servicing model of their business, but also getting people in to test drive their vehicles, because I think that's probably the best way to sell. That's the best way to in terms of micro conversion. So if man trying to date a woman, or woman trying to date a man, you just don't jump in and say, hey, you want to marry me? It's coffee or dinner first, and then there's a whole wooing period, courtship kind of thing. You just can't sell a vehicle, or it's pretty hard for the majority of people just to buy. Maybe the luxury cars, people just expect them to be good and they just test drive them, but definitely for the used ones, people definitely want to be test driving them, I suspect. So but that is what it is. So now let's jump over to their Google ads. So here we are at Ahrefs to have a look at the search engine optimization and also their Google ads efforts. So it's a paid tool, if anyone doesn't know about this. They do have a free version, or they did have. I'm not sure what capacity it has, but it's reasonably useful. Like the other ones, SEMrush, I'm not affiliated with either one, so up to you which one you use or don't use kind of thing. So let's just jump into PPC keywords. Let's have a look at their ads and landing pages. So some of their keywords here, so just a lot of what we would expect, I suppose, 2019, just a couple used car kind of queries, etc. Nearest, that's probably a negative. Don't want to be associated with South Carolina, I would imagine. Again, we've got Seattle informational search query, which would be interesting to see how they would perform, but you'd want to be careful with those ones. The purchase intent would not be as good as something like 2019 BMW X3 for sale. That's got a fair bit of commercial intent behind it. We'll just scroll down. We'll scroll up. I've got United States selected, so that's good. We just got a couple of used BMW red interior. I mean, that's okay, but I think there's better other kind of KC BMWs. There might be a different brand in terms of a different kind of car dealership. Here, Naples, different language. That's Russian for buy. If I think Kupits, I think it is. I'm pretty sure that's buy for Russian, but anyway, I just don't want that. I mean, there could be a lot of Russians, obviously, in New York, and I'm sure there is, but less than desirable, I think, when you're not focusing on English, the English language, when you have English-based landing pages, by and large. But let's have a look at their. We'll look at ads first, because it will give us a context of their what the landing pages should be. So we have. We'll just have a quick look at destination URLs. If there's anything unusual there, not too much, but come over here to their ads. So certified pre-owned. So these are going. Just make sure that these do go to their relatable kind of the ads are congruent with the landing page. All looks pretty good. With Premier Purchase Express from BMW of Manhattan, your car or SUV is delivered. It's a bit hard to understand the context. I'm not a BMW driver, and I've never test driven one. It's not my kind of car, but I've test driven other similar brands. But it's Premier Purchase Express. I'm not sure what that is. We will contact you to arrange a delivery time that fits. It's kind of not unless Premier Purchase Express is specific to them, BMW Manhattan, the business that we're looking at. It seems like a little bit fluffy, not too specific in terms of the benefits, features, or any kind of emotional appeal towards the prospect that may see that. I think that they could do a lot better with their ads here, and it's just just seems like a lot of fluff. That it's in the car industry. They're just like a lack of specificity. So this one's a bit different. So located near the tunnel, GW Bridge. Find your So we've got the X5. So find your X5 in Manhattan. Yeah, I mean, this one's not too bad. Chat support available. It's a little bit better, I suspect. Talking about like finance rates and stuff like that. Goes to the X5 page. I mean, their ads are okay. Nothing that I would say like, this is a good idea. You could pull this out and pull this into any kind of business. I mean, chat support available, I suppose, loosely, but there's just they've got no kind of substantial value proposition, albeit around like. It'd be most like pre-purchase and post-purchase support. I think would be a good like area to focus in around like a value proposition, because you are selling. BMW wouldn't like this phrasing, but it's a commodity because it's replicated. Like there's many BMWs around, so and they're all the same kind of thing. So a 7 Series BMW is a 7 Series BMW, no matter what state you are in the United States, for instance. So it's a commodity in that sense. In my opinion, so the value proposition has to come from the specific dealer, and I don't know what kind of like franchise, if they're franchised, or what kind of arrangements they have, and what kind of deals and stuff they can make in around that. But that's where I'd be coming from in the ads, and just testing multiple different styles of value proposition. So you could talk about the ability to service the vehicle, customer support, pre and post purchase. Things of that nature, financing rates and things like that, in order to help differentiate yourself either between different luxury car brands or different BMW dealerships kind of thing. So, because that's what you're competing against, and also the ability of someone not to purchase anything at all. So it's important that people have confidence. I mean, you're spending $30,000 plus up to 6 figures potentially on a vehicle. You're gonna have confidence that if something goes wrong, that they're going to back you and support you. And do they have a long established track record of that? Okay, so we're back here at the overview screen of Ahrefs. So let's have a look at quick look at their search engine optimization. So pretty stagnant link building efforts right until, let's say, January 20. So about 12 months ago, approximately at the date of this video, about 14 months ago, and pretty stagnant since the last 7 years, preceding 7 years roughly. In recent times, they've gone from 190 referring domains, and they've added 75-80%, getting up towards that 400 mark, 360 kind of thing. So if we have a look at organic search here, we don't really see the same kind of trend. So referring domains, new backlinks aren't translating into increased organic traffic. So we see this like a pretty similar number of like keywords, because we saw that the backlink profile we started in December, December 19, 20, and then we see like a little initial push potentially, but then back down. So could have been specific pages that they pushed towards or got links to, they were removed. It's a little bit hard to tell, and this is a general breakdown, but a really specific breakdown could unearth what this was. But we don't see a huge, we see here an increase in keywords being ranked for, but that's a little bit before the link building efforts, or it just ties into the link building efforts just towards the end. So there could be a little bit of match up, because Ahrefs might not find the backlinks as quick as Google, for instance. So that might be a reason why we're seeing a little difference there. But then we come down, and the number of keywords are being ranked pretty similar. And we see that through this graph as well. Sorry, not this graph. In terms of value, we see this similar kind of trend, but in this graph, it shows you how long they've been running Google paid ads for. Looks like they went heavy here, and then pretty light through this period. So they've never been right into PPC ads, but they've always been in and around it. Probably never been right into it because they're not that great at it. We've seen like a lot of negatives, their ads not great, etc. So they definitely could have a better funnel in terms of their Google ads as well. So getting people into a test drive, or getting people into an email automation sequence, because I don't think people are going to make a decision all that quickly about buying a $30,000 plus car. So like that's my opinion. Like people generally like once if they spend over even just $500, they do a bit of investigation and research kind of thing. So they could definitely have like better landing pages either to capture emails into nurturing and having like email sequences or email flows to nurture those people, or getting them into like a lower level conversion being like that test drive kind of thing. So yeah, definitely something they could do better there. But in terms of search and optimization, it doesn't seem like they're hitting too much in terms of wins. Let's have a quick look at like recent backlinks to see why we can say new, and we'll just see if we can track down what kind of links they're building. Maybe that'll give us a reasonable 60 days. So it won't give us a huge number it won't give us back until that 20. The end of when the link building effort started. You could do it in a different way, but we'll just see the last 60 days and we'll just see like what kind of UR links. I prefer UR over DR in my opinion. I just feel like you get more bang for your dollar. Not that you should be buying links. Wink wink, everyone kind of does it anyway, but just segment by UR. So we see like coupon site. This one here is not quite sure. We'll have a quick look at that one. Yellow pages, sugar pages, coupon, forum site. So like, and then we're getting to pretty like low DR, low UR kind of stuff. So I'll have a look at the backlinks and we'll go from UR. We can see when they were first seen. So like these are back getting built around the period, some of these. But again, like coupon sites, pretty low kind of quality areas in terms of what we're looking at. This one here was the healthcare link one. That was not ideal, just like a bit like a directory it appears to be. That's the website. That's Ahrefs again. Here we've got some more Russian. Oh, Russian's not great. I'm not translating that. Pretty much low quality links. I think that's the reason that they're getting not too much traction. So possibly like I don't know if it's nice to speak poorly of someone, but maybe someone is building links that they're not ideal quality, so they're not getting the flow-on effect from their link building efforts. So definitely their link building efforts can be more like content based, kind of produce better content that will attract more links. That's Google's happiest way. But you also got like create content for like huge amounts. I just think of the car industry, all the car review places. They would love content. You could do team up with journalists, test drive the car, do a review on the car. Kind of think there's a ton of stuff that these guys could do in terms of getting like proper top tier links, like huge like DR and UR kind of things. Like some of the car sites will have DRs of 80 plus easy. So if you get a link on their blog section, it's probably going to have a UR of, I would be surprised if it's not in its 30. Some of them are that big, and like you'd only need a handful of those links in order to improve rankings quite substantially. So like, if we have a look at some of their better keywords that they're ranking for, like BMW Manhattan, geez, I bet that doesn't sound nice. Keyword difficulty of 7. I was probably better off speaking Russian. So a keyword difficulty of 7 loosely, lets me believe that it's not all too difficult to rank for those types of things. I haven't been a big user of the Organic 2.0 keyword tool, but if we have a look, we'll just wait for that to load and we'll just come back. But like, we got good search volume here, and like they got top position, so they're not doing too bad. I mean, you can't do any better to be honest, but there might be some other kind of keywords where they have better search volume. We'll just segment by search volume, and we could add some geographical identifiers, I suppose. We'll just quickly do that. We'll just say, just put man and just say contains, and just see if they've got anything. So this should capture Manhattan, New York. We also got Lexus, BMW of Manhattan. That's obviously the business name. So they're going to rank pretty easily, but like maybe when we get into like New York, for instance, We might just put like New York. We'll just leave it New York because that'll catch the city too, and we'll just say BMW, and we'll just see what happens here if we capture some better keywords that they're not ranking for, and we'll get to see the difficulty of that. We'll jump back here just while that's loading, and we can see here, we'll just have a better look. So the DRs of these sites are quite strong. So we've got Facebook, we've got like cars. I mean, you could get content, you could get a piece of content on there, LinkedIn and stuff. So yeah, Dealer Radar should be able to get content on there. BMW, I don't know what that is, but I assume you'd be able to get some content on there. So, I mean, they're already ranking well for that keyword phrase, but let's just have a look, wander back here. So BMW New York. So they're ranking pretty well. BMW motorcycles, not sure if they sell motorcycles. I didn't take any notice of motorcycles being shown, but it appears organically they're actually not going to do any better than they already are. Albeit their link building efforts haven't hurt, they haven't helped all that much because they're already doing so well. Like used BMW New York, they've got some ground, but it's low keyword volume. And all these are low keyword volume. The geographical identifier of New York wasn't all too helpful for us, but we could dive in a bit more. But I mean, they're doing a pretty good job. Like just even at the base level, I mean, if we come back and just have a look at just organic traffic numbers, we should see, I can't remember off the top of my head, but 10,000, they're doing pretty well. I think they could be better with their website in terms of like just this, to wrap everything up. Like they could be doing a bit better with their website in terms of messaging, usability issues. The Facebook ads could be a ton better, especially with retargeting around recurring customers. That doesn't appear to have any retargeting around the value, they don't have a value proposition that I could see, but retargeting around new purchases into retargeting people who interact. Like BMW produced some, albeit car industry fluffy videos, but they could be useful too. Static images, it's hard to say which one would work better, but they could also have some personalized videos. They could have like the salespeople going through the vehicles, like doesn't have to be big production. It literally could almost be like with a selfie stick or just someone shooting the camera behind kind of thing, like just following around. It's, hey, it's John from BMW Manhattan, want to go through this new X5 that we just got on the lot. It's got a bit of a scratch here on the front left wheel, like that was a sedan, but you get the idea, etc. We're going to buff that out. It's got all this, all that, backed by this warranty, backed by this guarantee, etc., etc. Those videos could do quite well. There could be retargeting building into, like, after that video, the person then could see like why you should buy from us. So like a bit of like a 1-2 punch, a bit more rapport. So definitely a fair few things that they could do. With that being said though, if you want a video breakdown of your own business or a competitor's business or an industry or a business that you feel like they're doing a pretty good job with their marketing, please state it in the YouTube section, the YouTube comment section. Please name the business. It makes it so much easier instead of just saying like the car industry or the solar industry, etc. If you pick out a specific business, it makes it so much easier for me to I don't have to spend like an hour or two trying to find a good candidate. And if you're in that industry, it's much easier for you. So that'd be great. With that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you have an industry. And I'll see you in the next video.